Hello, hello. So today we're going to talk about why 2025's runway trends are breaking the rules. So we're going to talk about 5 points why 2025 fashion is different. Fashion is a reflection of culture, rebellion, and evolution, but in 2025, designers are completely rewriting the rules. From exaggerated proportions to a rejection of minimalism and full embrace of nostalgia, the runways have never been this unpredictable. Today, we're going to break down why 2025 trends are so disruptive and the cultural shifts fueling them, and what this means for the future of fashion. So, let's dive in. So, the first point that we're going to discuss is the era of maximalism returning. Remember when minimalism was the dominant trend? That's dead. Designers have full embraced excess. Think dramatic ruffles, excessive layering, and proportions that feel almost surreal. It's as if designers are rejecting the quiet luxury era and replacing it with something louder, bolder, and more expressive. Some key examples are Balenciaga and Loewe playing with exaggerated, almost cartoonish proportions, and Diesel and Rick Owens' chaotic layering and destruction and traditional shapes. Also, emerging brands, independent designers pushing maximalist and alternative aesthetics like Horakoba reflected in the culture. So, maximalism as a rejection of pandemic era minimalism and stealth wealth. Influence of TikTok and digital culture. Fashion needs to be eye catching and meme worthy. Brands needs to create shock pieces to be talked about and reach consumers. Things like the mischief red boots that look cartoonish. In section 2, we're going to talk about the rise of archival and vintage revivals. So, fashion is officially obsessed with the past. Designers aren't just referencing history, they're reviving full collections, runway looks, and forgotten aesthetics. Some key examples are Prada's Nylon's Redux in reintroducing its early 2000s nylons aesthetic but modernized. Jean Paul Gaultier's resurgence. Celebrities are hunting down iconic 90s JPG pieces. Y2K runway influence, a shift from the streetwear Y2K to couture level 2000 aesthetics. And how can we see this reflecting in the culture? Gen Z and millennials' obsession with vintage fashion. Resale platforms like Depop and eBay dictating trends. The exclusivity factor. True style is now about finding archival pieces and not just buying new. In section 3, we're going to talk about the blurring of gender in fashion. Gender norms in fashion are pretty much irrelevant. In 2025 is the year we're going to start to see the dissolution of gender clothing in high fashion. Key designers leading this movement are Martine Rose and Ludovic de Sargentine, expanding the definition of menswear, Tom Brown fluid tailoring the plates with structure, and Harris Reed and Balmain gender fluid couture elements. And how can we see this reflected in the culture? The influence of Gen Z, who rejects strict gender binaries in fashion. Celebrities like Harry Styles, ASAP Rocky, and Billy Portin making gender fluid fashion mainstream. High fashion finally catching up with streetwear's unisex approach. In section 4, we're going to talk about material revolution and the end of the traditional fabrics. Beyond aesthetics, 2025 is changing the very fabric of fashion. Literally, designers are reimagining what clothing is made from. Some key innovations are 3D printing in luxury fashion. Balenciaga and Iris Van Harpen leading the movement. Metallics and futuristic textiles. High shine reflective materials replacing traditional fabrics. Biofabrication and sustainable textiles. Mycelium leather, lab grown silk gaining traction because of sustainability concerns. And how we see this reflected in the culture. Sustainability driving the shift, fashion moving beyond synthetic fast fashion. So there's been a race about anti polyester. How can we move to natural fibers, cotton, linen, wool, all of that. Technology redefining craftsmanship. going back to handmade, to artisans, all of that. High fashion as experimental art. A lot of fashion designers are creating pieces that feel more like art, they look more like art. There's like a blend of the two. And in section 5, celebrity and influencer impact and runway trends. In 2025, celebrities aren't just wearing high fashion, they're dictating the trends. The relationship between designers and high profile figures has never been stronger. Key examples of this is Zendaya and La Roche, their impact on elegant cinematic styling. Doja Cat's avant-garde fashion week moments, pushing unconventional beauty standards. Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber, the shifts from minimalism to loud luxury. And how can we see this reflected in in culture? With social media's influence, TikTok and Instagram can make a look go viral overnight. The shift from traditional model casting to influencer celebrity driven runway moments. Okay, so conclusions and future predictions. So 2025 has been proven that fashion isn't following any rules anymore. It's about disruption, experimentation, and redefining norms. So, what do we predict that's going to happen next? A return to ultra minimalism after maximalism's peak, a generative fashion takeover, the final death of fast fashion in favor of resale and sustainable luxury. I love to hear your thoughts. What do you think 2025 wildest trends is? Drop your comments and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more fashion content.